It is such a blast, pun intended by the way, to watch Konosuba Season 2 on a Wednesday. It's a series I really look forward to a lot every single week. It always gives me such joy, happiness. I can always smile when I sit down and watch this series. Smile from start to finish. Episodes feel like they're only 5 minutes long. It just is such a good watch. And being able to watch a new episode of Konosuba, and especially the episode focusing around Megumin, which is one of my personal favorite characters of Konosuba, it makes me happy. And so, this episode, if you like Megumin, and she's one of your personal favorite characters, then you're gonna have a blast with this episode. You're gonna freaking love this episode, because it was a Megumin-orientated episode, completely focused around her, and the introduction of her rival, Yunyun. Now, FYI, I've heard from fellow Chibits that have watched the OVA, that Yunyun apparently has already been introduced in the OVA. However, I have not watched the OVA, and so this is my first time actually seeing the introduction of Yunyun. So, just FYI right then there, but I apparently heard that, you know, she was somehow introduced in the OVA, and this is kind of like redoing that introduction. But anyways, though, Yunyun's introduction to Season 2 of Konosuba, such a funny moment. Like, I love how at the end of the episode, how Yunyun and Megumin, how they just got crushed, the past about them, like, you know, the build up to the rivalry. It was so funny because you see this girl that seems so bubbly and such, like, it's my rival, and Megumin's like, you're always alone, you didn't have any friends. And when you see you talk about these two people, you're like, huh? And then we see a flashback with how they're, you know, they're supposed to get closer. And you see how she's in a room by herself at this, like, party, talking to imaginary friends. I'm like, this is depressing. Like, this is seriously depressing, but funny. But it's seriously depressing. And then when you saw that one moment when she was playing chess by herself, and she was going around all that, she's like, good move, and she was just talking to herself, I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for poor Yunyun. And then, you know, Megumin finding out how she was just constantly eating, and she was doing odd jobs, like all these odd jobs and stuff with Yunyun and Megumin, just to be able to eat together. Just funny stuff. I had a really fun time watching this episode, and the introduction of Yunyun was enjoyable. So besides that, though, this episode had some really interesting segments that really threw me for a loop. And one of the big ones is definitely the Kazuma and Megumin scene when they were about to get into the bath. Now, the reason why I'm wanting to talk about this segment is because of the importance of what Kazuma said. What he said a couple of lines that truly made me appreciate his character and appreciate Konosuba as a whole so much more. And it would be when, you know, Kazuma, he's walking in, and Megumin's like, I should be able to go first, ladies first, right, to go take, you know, a shower, a bath. And he's like, I believe in women's equality, like, I believe in, you know, both, you know, should be equal and all that. But he's like, if you truly want to be equal, then you should not, you know, use, like, ladies first if you want to be equal with a guy. And I just love the convo that Kazuma had with Megumin, and I was like, whoa, Kazuma, whoa, like, what are you doing, my boy, what are you doing? Just what that man was saying about equality, like, gender equality, I'm like, damn. And then when he was done with that, after they were about to get into the bath, he's like, well, you can get in the bath with me then, it's fine. And he's like, you know, I don't go for them fucking cliches. I'm not gonna get bashful and run away and shit. If it's delivered in front of my face and all that, I want to take it, I want to do it, that's what I'm gonna do. And I loved what he said about if he had a girlfriend or was in a relationship with someone, like if we would see it from like an anime or manga. He's like, if I was in a relationship with you, Megumin, and you tried to start some shit and you give me a slap or hit or whatever up against the face, I won't just sit there and take it, I want to fight back. And the way the man talked about that, I'm like, like, this man, like, Kazuma's just dialogue in that entire scene with Megumin, how she fought back as well, just so funny. That was such a good scene. Probably by far my favorite moment of the episode was that entire scene with Megumin and Kazuma when they got into the house. We got the introduction to the little cat and all that, little cat following them. They got into the bath and all that. Just a very funny scene. And then when they finally got into the bath and they realized what they did, and they're like, wait, we're in the bath together. That was great. That was just a funny scene too, the way they split up, and then you see poor Aqua trying to come in and just stopping the freaking door from being open by freezing it. Oh, it was, yeah, as you can see, the smile on my face just proves how much fun I have with watching this episode, and hopefully I'm not the only one that truly enjoyed this episode, because, I mean, it was probably by far way better than the first episode of Season 2. I'm going to say right now, easily, this episode was better than the last week's episode. I mean, don't get me wrong, last week's episode, fucking hilarious, but this, just seeing my boy Kazuma doing that type of shit, saying that type of shit to Megumin, and then on top of that, Megumin at the end's like, I'm an adult now. It's like, I'm in a relationship with Kazuma. We bath together. I'm like, yo, like, Megumin. And then to make her character even better, and when she has like this like frog slime all over her, she's like, oh, we're friends, right? Like, we're great friends. Friends are willing to share the, I guess, the sadness and sorrow together. I'm like, Megumin, chill! Like, she's straight up, like, this face she's showing. Like, she had this, like, innocent face, like, oh, I'm your best friend, but we should, share, all this suffering together. And I'm like, damn, like, she's going just straight out savage mode in this episode. And then the way she talked to Kazuma is like, Minnie would actually be fine with, slime girl or slimy girl like me touching them. And I'm like, oh my god, like this is happening, like this is fucking happening, like this is happening. Just Megumin is actually saying this shit. So, yeah. By far one of my personal favorite episodes of Konosuba, because it's a Megumin episode. She's one of my personal favorite characters, and just seeing how this episode focused around her, the comedy with her rival, and then also with Kazuma too, just some good stuff throughout this entire episode that I could laugh from. And I mean, obviously at the end of the day, comedy is subjective, so everybody will have their different, forms of laughs. I mean, maybe you might find this episode very enjoyable, maybe you laughed so hard you could barely breathe. Whatever the case may be, though, definitely was a fun episode in my opinion, and I just had a fun time. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How'd you feel about the new episode of Konosuba? How'd you feel about Season 2, Episode 2? Oh my god, I wish Episode 3 was here already. It sucks having to wait for the next episode, because it's just that good of a series. It sucks that next week I gotta wait till Wednesday to see it again, but I mean, I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait for just more comedy, some good laughs and stuff, because if there's one thing I look forward to the most every single week, it is Konosuba. So you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. I wish you all a very, 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 very great day today. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.